Plan your day with the East Tennessee Weather app. From video forecast weather updates to an interactive radar giving you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours to day part, 7 days, current conditions, access to the only 24-hour weather channel right here in East Tennessee, live weather cameras, and severe weather alerts from the National Weather Service. Download the app today to always stay in the know. This is East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it. All right, good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. Here we go. Today is the calm before the storm, the warm before the storm, if you will. Well, it's not really going to be warm, but we're going to have lots of sunshine on the way. All eyes on our Friday forecast. And I know that I've talked about some changes on social media last night before I went to bed. There are some changes. Now give me some time. Kick back, relax, grab your cup of coffee here this morning, because this is going to be a very long, well-detailed forecast to really pinpoint what I think could happen as we get into our Friday. All right, let's get to work, right? Let's start you off with the almanac, or the weather headlines anyways. I say, here we go, right? Time to prepare for a snowy weekend, or rather a snowy, icy weekend. Snow starts mid-morning on Friday. We're talking snow, sleet, and freezing rain all on the table. I'm just going to show you the big picture, the synoptic scale around the region of how this plays out. Pick up our timeline this morning. Snow machine, low pressure, continues to crank its way out of Texas and the Gulf of Mexico. Snow, freezing rain, snow again. Storm system moves its way on out. It's going to be on out of here by Saturday morning. So it only lasts about 18 to 24 hours, and that should be about the extent of it. But it is going to create a mess around the entire region, especially along Interstate 40. That seems to still hold strong as the bullseye for the heaviest snow. So Interstate 40 is going to be very tough travel. Now, we do have winter storm warnings from the Cumberland Plateau to Nashville, Memphis, back into Little Rock, up into Kentucky, down into northern Alabama and Mississippi. And then winter storm watches. And the National Weather Service was talking about it this morning in their forecast discussion, saying they're going to hold strong with the winter storm watch because we're still, about 24 hours out from the main event. We'll see what they do, but based on precipitation type, we're going to keep it a watch for right now. They're going to get a couple more model runs in and see if we need to upgrade this to a warning. But the Nashville office has upgraded Crossville and Fentress County, Cumberland and Fentress County, up to a winter storm warning. And again, there's a winter storm watch. Goes into effect on Friday morning and lasts until Saturday morning. Snowfall start times, okay? Precipitation start times. Well, that's snowfall. It's going to be snowfall in the initial. 8 to noon across the Southern Valley, 10 to 3 across the Central Valley, noon to 4 across Upper East Tennessee. That's the general idea of when you can start to anticipate snow to move into your area. All right, so let's go ahead and break it down in a lot more detail. What I wanted to show you is yesterday mornings, 24 hours ago, okay, what I was talking about for your forecast. Remember, I start low with your snowfall forecast. I slowly bring things up. I'm very, very conservative. I've lived here and forecasted here for a very long time, about 20, 22 years or so, maybe even longer than that, I don't know, about 20 years anyways. And so I've seen this happen over and over again. We live in a weird part of the country where we are just on that cusp, and the conditions and the low pressure system, everything has to be just right. All right, so that was yesterday's morning's forecast. Get an idea. 4 to 6 across the mountains, 2 to 4 across the foothills, 2 to 4 in the valley, 3 to 5, 3 to 6, 2 to 4 across the northeast Tennessee. But we know things are changing. And if you've been with me all week long, we said it's a matter of the placement of the low. Where does the low go? The track of the low, and of course the intensity, the strength of the low, is the most important when we're talking about precipitation type. The further the low, the warmer the air, maybe rain, freezing rain, or sleet. A little bit further south, maybe all snow. So let's go ahead and continue to break this down, because now I want to give you my forecast for the day today. And as we go back, let me go back here to this for a second. Then I'm going to show you a couple model runs. Notice how the bullseye for heaviest snow has shifted north across the Cumberland Plateau. And what I have going on here is a bunch of models that I've blended together to give you the best representation of what I think is going to happen. So I think from Cumberland County, Morgan, up into northern Anderson, maybe North Knox County, Union, Campbell, Claiborne, Hawkins, and Hancock counties could see the heaviest snow. And then lighter amounts across the foothill counties and the mountain counties. So this is my current forecast, okay? But I still have a lot more to talk about because we're still going to talk about precipitation type. So generally speaking, I think we're going to see 3 to 6, 4 to 6 across the northern plateau from Cumberland County, Maynardville, Tazewell, Huntsville, Jamestown, okay? Maybe pockets of 3 to 5 across the southern Cumberland Plateau. The general idea from Chattanooga up the valley in the I-81 corridor would be general idea would be about 2 to 4 inches. I'm going about 1 to 3. From Polk County through Tellico Plains, the mountain counties, just right against the foothills. Maybe not necessarily Maryville, but Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Walland, maybe Newport, Greenville, Tri-Cities could maybe only see 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Okay? But is that what we end up with when we wake up on Saturday morning? Maybe not. Let me explain. Let's show you a couple different model runs. And I wanted to show you this because we can break things down and really explain how this is all playing out, because it's a very dynamic situation. So clouds increase overnight tonight. It's mostly cloudy with some light snow showers developing. This is model number 1 by 7 a.m. on Friday. Light snow showers. We have to overcome a very dry atmosphere, but some snow showers will be developing by sunrise. Take you all the way through noon. This is model number 1. General idea, mostly snow, okay? So we're going to see snow increasing through about the noon hour, but look at this pink starting to show up as we get into the 3 o'clock hour on Friday. Maybe a little bit of a warm air aloft coming on in. That might change the snow to a sleet and freezing rain event south of Interstate 40. How far north does that warm air go depends on precipitation type. Knox County, Oak Ridge, maybe Dandridge, Morristown, so we'll have to see that. But then, so we'll start off with snow. We may switch to a sleet freezing rain mix, and then on the back side of this, as the low tracks its way on out, a quick little bout of snow on top of sleet and freezing rain and ice, and maybe a little bit of light snow across the higher elevations early Saturday morning with clearing skies. Saturday afternoon, we should see some hit and miss sunshine. That's model number 1. Let me show you model number 2. Model number 2. Again, picking up our timeline, 7 o'clock here tonight. Clouds also increase. Become mostly cloudy by sunrise. Model number 2, also bringing in the snow showers. Light, albeit by sunrise. That's 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Now let's go all the way through noon. And again, mostly snow, right? But notice a little bit of pink starting to show up, maybe a little bit of rain showing up in Tellico Plains. Now let's go from noon to 3, and here comes that wintry mix. Freezing rain, sleet, and maybe even some rain across the Southern Valley. So Spring City, Sweetwater, Dayton, Athens, Tellico Plains. How far north does this model take it? Similar as the last one. Maybe a little bit of mixing in, and then back behind it, a little bit of snow. We also, by right around sunset to about 10 to 11 o'clock at night, I think the precipitation is going to shut down completely. We have some dry air in the middle levels of the atmosphere. Dry slot is what it's called. That's going to shut down precipitation before that back edge swings its way on through. And that's going to keep the snow showers going across the higher elevations, and that's why we'll continue to see some snow showers across the mountains. This is not a major northwesterly flow type of event back up behind the system. The low's moving pretty quickly, so the impacts will be moving on pretty quickly as well. So freezing rain and sleet are going to start to mix in, okay? So we pick up our timeline. 4 o'clock in the morning, we'll probably start to see a little bit of light snow developing with that northwesterly flow that we continue to have going on throughout the day today, overnight tonight, I should say. By 7 a.m., not much activity, right? Little bit of light snow. But watch how this increases from 7 a.m. through noon. There's 10 a.m., snow showers. There's noon, snow showers. Snow showers really heavy at times. Look at this, all the way through the evening hours and during the overnight hours. That's when the evening, I think anytime after 5 o'clock, that's when the snow is really going to be cranking across the northern plateau and parts of town as well. But notice the pink starting to show up. So now you look at your model forecast, and so we have snow to our north. We had snow, but then we have freezing rain and sleet mixing in. Yeah. So this takes us, well, Saturday evening, but really Saturday morning, because we'll see improving conditions Saturday through the day on Saturday. So we have the possibility of sleet and freezing rain mixing on in with snow to our north. So what does that mean? Well, that's going to shut down our snowfall totals. So now let me show you a little bit of a different aspect of this, okay? This is snow depth. Now this model, now take this with a grain of salt. I'm just kind of showing you some information, right? This takes into account some melting, freezing rain. This takes into account what snow would actually be on the ground after all this precipitation moves its way on out. So we get snow, freezing rain, sleet, and then back to snow. When we wake up on Saturday morning, what do we have? Maybe 2 to 3 across the northern plateau, 2 inches across the, 2 to 3 across the northern plateau, maybe 1 to 2 in the valley locations. And across the highest peaks of the Smokies, we're talking 3 to 4. Lesser amounts across the foothills and mountains, maybe about an inch when all is said and done. That's model number 1 with that. Let me show you another model because this is a little bit more aggressive. And this one's showing upwards of, 3 to 4 in the valley, 4 plus across the northern plateau when all is said and done. So are we going to be able to get out and do some sledding on Saturday? I think the answer is going to be yes, okay? I do. But I do think that you'll probably have to get out earlier in the morning, and I don't necessarily know that everybody in East Tennessee will be able to get out and do some sledding. I think if you live north of Interstate 40, you have a better chance of doing some sledding with some partly cloudy skies on Saturday. When all is said and done, liquid precipitation is very beneficial. We're looking at about a half an inch of moisture, which is beneficial because we still have a drought that's ongoing around East Tennessee, and we need the moisture terribly bad. All right, temperature trend? Well, we stay chilly. We're only going to be in the 30s all the way through Sunday, maybe 40 degrees Monday, and then we're back down into the mid-30s. Tuesday, Wednesday with low temperatures in the teens and 20s. And we've been talking about this for several days, but the Climate Prediction Center is still predicting below average temperatures all the way through the 23rd of the month. Big changes are on the way. Again, today is the day to prepare. Get to the grocery stores. We're not going to need, milk and egg and bread for weeks upon weeks. But I will say, prepare today. I know a lot of the stores have sold out of sleds. But you want to definitely enjoy the sunshine, quiet weather today. Stay on top of it. I got another weather update at noon today, another one at 6 o'clock. We'll be back live tomorrow morning and with all the weather updates as we track the event in real time on Friday. Don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's your one-stop shop for weather right here in East Tennessee. Plan your day with the East Tennessee Weather app. From video forecast weather updates to an interactive radar giving you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours to day part, 7 days, current conditions, access to the only 24-hour weather channel right here in East Tennessee, live weather cameras, and severe weather alerts from the National Weather Service. Download the app today to always stay in the know. This is East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.